Welcome to Design Domination, where you'll learn to become a better, more business-savvy designer so you can dominate your competition. Hi, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Colleen Grotzer, and in this episode of Design Domination, I'm talking about how graphic designers can reach out to potential clients the right way. Stick around to get tons of easy-to-do tips that will help you start building relationships and maximizing your marketing efforts so you get more clients and more work and make more money. Most graphic designers go about trying to get new clients all wrong. They reach out to people who don't know them and ask them for work. And that's like proposing marriage to someone that you just met. They also might tell them that their branding or their website could use updating. And that's insulting. And they might know their branding or their website needs work, but they might not. And maybe the nephew of the person you just contacted did their design work. And they might even lead with how cheap their rates are, which is not what quality clients are even looking for. Quality clients are looking for quality work and they expect to pay for that. A lot of times what happens then is the designer ends up leaving a bad impression with the prospect. And I don't want that for you. The designer might also have high expectations and then feel let down because they don't get a response. But if a potential client doesn't respond, it doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't interested, because they might actually keep your email for a potential future need that they might have. And they might just be busy. Remember, the goal is about building relationships and creating an ongoing marketing engine, not getting work because you contacted someone. Even if they don't have the need now, they might know someone who does. So I want to help you understand some easy things that you can do that will not only keep your dignity intact, but leave a good impression, and you'll be perceived as an expert, not an order taker. And before you do these things, it would actually be good to make sure that your website is more targeted to your ideal clients and that your LinkedIn profile is up to date. But don't let that stop you from taking action and reaching out to prospects, because perfection prevents progress. So just make a note to do those things at some point. The first action you can take is to find a connection. Before you even reach out to a prospect, whether it's a call or an email, put some effort into it. The last thing you want to do is send some boilerplate email that gets deleted right off the bat, maybe without being read at all. So to maximize the chances of your email getting opened or getting read or getting a response, spend some time up front doing your homework on them. And not just on the company, but the individual that you're going to reach out to. You don't want to become a stalker or anything, but you can go to LinkedIn and see if you have any connections in common. And by that, I mean people you actually know, not people that you're just connected with that you know nothing about. People are more likely to give you the time of day when you're a friend or a colleague of a friend or a colleague instead of a total stranger. You can check out their LinkedIn bio. You can also go to the company website and look for their bio and see if you have a common interest. And it could be personal, it could be business related, like being a dog rescuer, or even, that you speak another language, or that you have a degree in something unusual, or that you've both worked in the same industry for a long time. The purpose of this is to get noticed so that your email gets read or your voice message gets listened to. And it will show that you've done your homework, for one, but also that you've taken an interest in them, which shows them that you're worthy of their time. Because otherwise, you're just another designer out there who's asking for work and putting themselves in a vulnerable position. And when they see you that way, they will just delete your message. They won't respond. And worse, they might remember your name in a bad way. The next thing you can do is to demonstrate an interest in what they're currently doing. Now, this is easy. Follow the company on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, wherever they have accounts, wherever you have an account, and connect with individuals from the business or the organization. That maybe they work in marketing or publications or whatever department might hire the type of work that you're doing. And then you want to regularly check out their posts and like, comment, and share them with others. And what will happen is they might start noticing your name. And then after seeing it a few times, you'll be seen as less of a stranger when you do decide to reach out to them. And this will also increase the chance of them replying to you, via email or a call later on. When you reach out to them, you could mention something that they recently posted online, especially something that resonated with you. And this will show that you're paying attention to them and that you're genuinely interested in what they're doing. Because remember, it's a two-way street like any other relationship. Seriously, I talked about this in the episode called Client Relationships Are Like Dating. Because think about it, what is in it for them? Why should they give you the time of day if you haven't shown any interest in them first? Why should they read your email? Why should they call you back? Give them that reason. Now, this next point is easy. It's something not to do. So just don't do it. Don't talk about you. Most designers want to talk about themselves. And when you talk about yourself, you're trying to convince someone why they should work with you instead of demonstrating why you're the obvious choice and letting them see that and decide for themselves. So when you talk to prospects about potential work, don't talk about you. Don't talk about your awards, and don't talk about how great a designer you are. Instead, talk about what you can do for them, what your work and your expertise can do for them. And talk to them about how you've helped other clients in the same industry or who have similar needs. When you do that, you actually change the conversation and you stand out. And when you stand out, you're more memorable and you're seen as trying to be helpful and understanding their needs, as opposed to trying to sell them something that they may or may not need because you're trying to make money. And that's important because they want to know that you can help them too. And that builds confidence and trust with them. As I always say, design is not about designing for design's sake. It serves a purpose, and clients only care what the design work will actually do for them. It's like this example I read in Keenan's gap selling book. I think it was his book. The example was about headache medicine and how much someone would be willing to pay for it. Well, if someone has a headache right then, they're probably willing to pay more for that than if they don't have a headache right then. Someone without a headache likely isn't going to buy from you right now. So think of it as you cannot sell someone something that they don't need. They need to understand why they need something and how it applies to them. And if they don't know that they have a problem, how can you offer them a solution to that problem? Another thing you could do is offer a potential client something free, such as a PDF guide that you created that talks about something that would be of interest to them. It could also even be a blog post or a LinkedIn article you wrote. You could also assess their website and make a short video going over a few issues you found and how fixing them would be beneficial to them. Now, this can actually be particularly useful if you come across a slow website or a website with accessibility issues, for example. Just make sure whatever you're offering is of interest to them, meaning pertaining to their industry or the work that they do, because you don't want to send them a PDF of your brand identity tips just to send it to them. So that's how you can reach out to potential clients the right way as a graphic designer. And if you try out any of these, please let me know how they work out for you. If this was helpful to you, please leave a review on your podcasting platform. I would love to get more reviews. And you can also post a comment on the episode page.